article into I put my article into your chat, and I encourage each of you to read it. When you think about whose job is it to promote your club, do you know whose job it is? It's each
Yes.
of your jobs. It's not just the president. It's not just any one person. We need to do it as a team. And anyone that's here in the room is part of that team automatically by being part of the club. And it doesn't matter if they're a guest. They can still attract members to your club by speaking out on behalf of your club and letting the world know how wonderful the club is. So it's amazing to me how many of these elections I've been at, in spite of not coming regularly. I had no idea tonight was an election, but I've been at several of them in the past, and I'm really happy to witness the strength and resilience that your club has. And again, you can get to 20 before the end of June 30th. You don't need to wait until July 1st to start adding members. So wishing you all the best, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's really inspiring to hear these words from you. You're absolutely right. Thank you for adding that word, that phrase that every one of us had have to promote our club. It's not just the president or the VP head. I think everybody in this club has that responsibility to talk about our club in whichever forums you are and bring that awareness about Sattvic Toastmasters. That way, I think people are going to feel motivated and encouraged to join our club. And that's what exactly I do. Whenever people ask about me, about my journey in Toastmasters, the first thing I talk about is the Sattvic Toastmasters. And then I talk about the healthy living mission that we have, that we are trying to promote. And people whoever hear about this, they get inspired because this is not only the area where they're going to improve their public speaking skills, but otherwise they're also going to wake up early and start living on at least on one day in a week. If you start waking up early, that sets the rhythm for the entire week, right? So because on Sundays as the days people usually want to unwind and they want to little bit take their time out and wake up little late. But actually, that's what our club promotes. They make even a Sunday a productive day where you can spend good amount of time the rest of the day with your family members after finishing this meeting. So that way, I also get inspired, and that's the reason I am here as well. Because I love the fact that we wake up early, at least on a day which is just meant for us, for our family, and we are being more productive on that day as well. So with that, thank you everyone for sharing your.
But my first membership period in Toastmasters was a gift, and I took that gift very seriously. I didn't know that I wanted to join Toastmasters. I didn't know why I needed to join. But a friend of mine who was president of our local club at the time saw that I needed to join. And it was the beginning of the pandemic, and she gave me the gift of membership. And here we are almost 5.5 years later, where look at how far I've come. And you can each do that. You can each inspire someone to be present at your club and give them the gift of membership. You can't do that as a club, but as an individual, that is not only allowed, it's encouraged. And right now we are still in the period of time for the membership campaign called, your guess is as good as mine. I wanted to say you Talk Up Toastmasters. It's not. It's the other one. But if we can get 5 new members for this club before June 30th, you will be on your way to getting that special ribbon for whatever the special campaign is right now. And I think you can do it. So good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much, everyone, once again. And let's get started with our today's meeting. And I know some people have a hard stop at 8:30, and because of the fact that today we had these elections, we did not have a pet speeches section in our club today, but we are going to have the table topics marathon. And so before we go there, let's look at what is all about leadership styles, because that's the theme of today, right? So I'm going to just talk about a little bit about leadership styles and then hand over to the table topics master, because today we don't have the general evaluator, because the general evaluator today is Shahid, but he has to leave for some other immediate appointment. So if anyone wants to volunteer for general evaluator role, I would request you to take it up. But if not, then we will only have a timer, and then we'll have a table topics master and a table topics evaluator for it. Does it sounds good or anybody? Yeah. Okay. So, so in that case, we will get started with the theme. So let me share my screen for that. So I put together some really quick presentation for our today's meeting, because today is a day where I thought, we are going to keep it little light, but still I thought today it's like election. So all of us are going to take up some roles or the other as part of the team today, the newly formed EC team today. So I thought we should hear something about leadership. So that's where, I thought about this leadership style, because every now and then we start, having different leaders, right? So today I am the elected president, and before me, I think for next 2 days as well, Sattvic is going to be the president for Sattvic Toastmasters, and before that, Shahid was president and Ishita was the president. So, we are seeing different people, taking up this kind of roles. Just give me a minute. I'm going to grab my charger a little bit. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I'm back. Apologies for that. So what I was trying to say is each of us have a different leadership style, right? And for us to thrive in a club like this, we really have to understand the different styles of leadership. So that's where, I thought to put together this kind of a team today, which talks about the different types of leadership style, because there is no one style which is perfect, right? So each of us come with different backgrounds, different educational backgrounds, different professional backgrounds, and we are totally in a different setup altogether. When we talk about, we are all individuals, right? So that's where it's so important to understand the person's leadership style, who is actually leading us, right? So that way, I think we will be feeling well aligned with that person, whether that person is aligning with you or not. But he has his own style, right? We have to understand what is that style that person can. So that will really help us to understand. So with that, let's look at what else we have to do in this presentation. I think Pratik was asking this question before. Like, what is leadership? Some of you, gave your experiences, but this is just a definition of what leadership is all about, right? Leadership is nothing but a capacity to guide, inspire, and influence individuals or groups to achieve a common goal. Like in Toastmasters, we all have a common goal. Just now, we took up a goal that, we will improve the membership, right? So that is a goal that we are taking up right now, that, we will reach the membership, the number of members that is required, uh, the minimum number of members that is required, or the maximum is 20 and the minimum is 8, right? So what is this leadership is now the leadership has this goal that is set, that we have to increase the membership as well as improve the personality as well as the public speaking skills of the members of our club. So that seems to be our club goal. Now this leadership that we are creating today, that we have formed today, is going to make this goal possible by whatever way, whatever style that they have, by guiding, by inspiring, by influencing, and by motivating all the individuals in there. Right? That's what our leadership is all about. I think many of the leaders are here. We have Lisa, we have ETM Mayuri here. So they are here to guide us, inspire us, influence us. And so we are in a very good hands right now. So let's move on. So generally what leaders do, right? If you look at this slide, so what leadership is all about is like leaders usually empower people, Yes, Lisa, anybody want to talk?
I agree that leaders inspire people, and there's all kinds of leadership styles. I think it's important to recognize what yours is, and there's no such thing as just one leadership style. So it's really important for me to empower others to find their leadership style and to collaborate with my intentional leadership style in order to form the best team.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lisa, for adding that. I think I've switched on my video because I had a slight internet connectivity issue here. So, as Lisa said, yes, we all have different leadership styles, and it's important to understand what our style is, right? So, we also have a project in Toastmasters to understand what is your style, right? Uh, Whether you have what is your speech style, like what is a speaker's style of speaking. Similarly, everybody has our own style of leading people, right? So we are going to understand like the different styles that is there, the core leadership styles we have, and then we are also going to look at that leadership style. We cannot always say that one person follows one typical leadership style, right? So each one can have like one or two styles together, and they might also feel inspired, by a role that they played recently, and they might also try to learn and adopt to new styles. So it's an evolving thing. Leadership style is an evolving, right? So what you see here basically on this slide is leadership is all about empowering people, inspiring people, leading people, and then sharing a common vision, right? And then leading change as well. So those are the things which leaders do in general. Before I move on to the rest of the slides, what I would like is let's introduce our table topics master because we don't have a general evaluator. We only have a timer for today. So the timer for today will be Aniket, and the table topics master for today will be Toastmaster Pujit. And since Toastmaster Pujit is trying to attempt his project as a table topics master, so that we also have a table topics evaluator who will be Toastmaster Pravalika. So basically, Toastmaster Pravalika would be evaluating the role that Toastmaster Pujit is playing as a table topics master. And the timer for today would be Toastmaster Aniket. So before we begin with the table topics round, I request Toastmaster Aniket to come forward and explain the rules of this timing rules for the table topics round.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Vikram. So I am the timer for today meeting. My role will be to time the various speeches, table topics, and evaluation. So among the prepared, so we do not have prepared speeches section today. So among the table topic session, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I will show the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will show the red card. And there is 30-second grace period of the upper side, so the time limit for voting will be 1 minute to 2 minutes 30 seconds. Also, as we do not have speeches, so there will not be no speech evaluation. So let me show the cards once. Yeah, so like this, I will be showing the cards. Yeah, I will present my report at the end of the meeting.
Okay. So I will be calling you Aniket at the towards the end, and then I will be also playing the role of a grammarian today. So I'm going to introduce the word of the day and the idiom. For that, I'm going to share my screen. So the word of the today is versatility. Versatility. Okay. So this is the word of the day. The meaning of this word is ability to adapt across situations. The usage, leaders show versatility by applying different styles. Okay, can I have someone from this meeting to use this word of the day in your own way? Anyone?
Can this be made into an adjective perhaps, and then versatile rather than versatility? All right.
Sure.
No, let me say, leadership involves a lot of characteristics, and one of them is, of course, being versatile in the dealings that we have with the different team members, because each team member comes with their own set of expectations and needs. I try to make one.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Mayuri, for adding that the full example. So you have changed this to an adjective and used that in your sentence. And you can, all of you can do that as well. And if you want to use it as it is, you can also use it as versatility also. Okay, so now let's move on to the idiom of the day. Idiom of the day is called the shots. What does it mean? It means that to make decisions. Leaders call the shots during critical moments. So this is a simple idiom of the day. Though I think if you use this in many occasions, people may not be aware of it. So be aware, like where you're using this kind of idioms and phrases, because wherever people are gathered like this, people who are keen to know, people who are well aware of these kind of phrases, that's where we can use these kind of phrases. But I think it's always better to know what is this phrase all about, so that when you come across someone using it, you will be able to understand, right? Yeah. Can someone come forward to use this idiom of the day? Can I have Toastmaster Pratik use this?
Yeah. I was just thinking about it that how to use it, and just you said my name. Okay, so recently, in last 3 weeks, I was very busy. I am in a leadership role in my company, and I went for a project in Gujarat, and there was a very critical part which we were developing, and I have taken various critical decisions which will call it as a call the shots, because it was so critical that at my level I could not have taken, but because of the urgency of the situation I have called the shots and taken that call to move on, because sometimes it's so critical to act rather than to first take the approval, because when you can take the approval, you have to call the shots at that point of time instead of asking from others. So, my dear friends, just call the shots when it is a critical time and move on. Because when you feel from heart, it is important to call the shots at that point of time. Please take a call. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pratik, for giving your experience as well as using this idiom of the day. See, right now, all of us have called the shots by taking up roles in this EC team, right? So whatever roles that we have taken, all of us have called the shots, because it's a critical moment for this journey as of Sattvic Toastmasters also. So with that, let us now call upon our table topics master, who is Toastmaster Pujit. So Toastmaster Pujit, would you like me to call Toastmaster Pravalika to explain your objective of your project today, or you want to continue as it is?
Could you please call her? So you might have also clear vision of my project.
Yes. So, Toastmaster Pravalika, I would request you to come forward and explain the objectives of our uh, Toastmaster Pratik's project, so that we are well clear about what you're trying to evaluate.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vikram. Firstly, I would like to congratulate all the new elected EXCOM members, Toastmaster Vikram, Mayuri, Asudani ma'am, and rest of the EC who are gonna take the role from July. Heartful congratulations to everyone. So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening, good night as well. So, I am Toastmaster Pravalika from Kite Toastmasters Club. Today, I have the wonderful opportunity to evaluate Toastmaster Pujit, who is about to complete the active listening process. Before I will before reading the objective of his project, let me share a few words that my father once told. So he told me that one of the greatest gifts we can offer someone is our full attention, because active listening makes people feel truly heard and valued. And that is about to be the project of Toastmaster Pujitas. So let me quickly share the objective of his project. The purpose of this project is to demonstrate the ability to listen actively to what others say. As a topics master, the speaker is expected to listen carefully to every table topic speech and respond with meaningful comments that show truly heard and understood the speaker. So, while evaluating today, I will focus not only on how the session was conducted, but also on how effectively our topics master demonstrated active listening throughout the meeting. So, good luck, Toastmaster Pujit. Here is the objective, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pravalika, for clearly explaining the objectives of this project that Toastmaster Pujit is attempting today. So now let's welcome Toastmaster Pujit as Table Topics Master for today's session.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. And let me confirm that bless me with a thumbs up if I'm clearly audible and visible.
Yes, you're audible and visible.
Yes, thank you for the confirmation. And greetings, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. And let me ask you this: how many of you believe that life is full of surprises? And if you are counting with me, let me count with you. Because and yesterday I was planning to give my speech, my table topic as a member of Kai Toastmasters. So I went completing my level. So I was thinking that where should I to get the table topic master and also as a speaker slot. And then suddenly I got a notification message from my WhatsApp. The Sattvic Toastmasters are going to conduct the meeting. And without any second thought, I gave a message to the Vikram sir. And he approved, I accepted my request without any delay or without any hesitation. And that was a surprise to me. And this time, this role is full of surprises also. Because this time I'm managing two roles as a table topic master and also a speaker with the active listening skills. So, and I was thinking on the elections. So how I'm going to lead this table topic marathon? I mean, how will to fill my table topic master role? But suddenly I got to know this meeting was converted into a table topic marathon. Yes, I was surprised too. So without any ado, let's start our table topic marathon for today's. So before we go into the main topic, let me explain about the table topics. The table topic session is the heart of every Toastmaster meeting because in this, where we bring our creativity on our feet, where our imagination go beyond the dreams. So by this table topics, we can increase our listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering skills, which were most important skills in every life. And also believes that listening is difficult than speaking. And how many of you agree? Because I know a person who speaks continuously, and I was annoyed by listening continuously. Yes. So with that, let's start our table topic session. And there is an interesting topic on my first list. So who's going to be my first volunteer? Is there any volunteer or I should I pick? Okay.
I can take that.
Pratik?
I can take. No problem. Yeah.
Yes. So, Toastmaster Pratik, my topic to you is the person who asked the best question is smarter than the person who answered that question. Toastmaster Pratik, the person who asked the question, who asked the best question, is smarter than the who answered it. If you agree,
Yeah. Uh, First of all, thank you, Toastmaster Pujit, for the thought-provoking topic. Although I spoke a lot about this, but it is really a thought-provoking that a person who asks the best question is better than the person who is answering the question. My goodness. Okay, so I remember an interview of Shushmita Sen with a person who was a reporter. And at that point of time, that reporter has asked a very critical question, which was the best question I can say in the universe. But what happened in that? I will tell you that story. So there was a reporter, and he asked the question to Miss Universe, Shushmita Sen, that time Miss Universe of Miss Shushmita Sen, that you and Aishwarya Rai, who was that time Miss World, so you and Aishwarya Rai started the journey together, but Aishwarya Rai has reached to the next level, and she has a great name. You have not reached up to that level. What do you say on that? So, with such questions, a person will be zopped and may be very difficult to answer such question. But the answering that best question, she was very smart enough, and she said that yes, I agree that she reached to the next level and she is making India shine rather than talking about that she has not done well. Such type of presence of mind is required while answering the question. So it doesn't mean that a person who is asking the best question is smart. A person who answers the question and the way person answers the question makes a difference. So, my dear friends, I am in the opinion that irrespective of whatever is the question is coming to you, if you answer it rightly from your heart with your senses in place, you can make a difference. People don't remember what question was. People remember what answer you gave. Over to you, table topic master, Toastmaster Pujit.
yes, thank you, Toastmaster Pratik. And as you, I also believe that if there is a question exists, there must be always the answer also exists. Yes. And who will be my next volunteer? My next volunteer has an also the best question. And who it is? Toastmaster Vikram,
Yes,
will you take up?
I'll go next. Sure.
Toastmaster Vikram, the greatest compliment you can give someone is your full attention. Do you agree? The greatest compliment you can give someone is a full attention. Do you agree? Toastmaster Vikram.
Of course, I agree. I think the one of the best compliment that we can give anyone is the attention that we give them. I think 2 days back, my daughter fell down and she got hurt in her head. And what happened was she came running and she was like trying to walk little with discomfort. And I was noticing her. And I was in a meeting at the time. The office meeting was going. And she just said, heard my voice and silently came and sat next to me. And then I just put my mic off and then I asked her like what happened. And she said that she fell down. She don't even know that it's very painful. She got hurt and then there were some scratches I can see on her legs. And then I immediately put my mic off and I paid attention to her. And then she started telling that she went down. on the request of my wife and to call my elder daughter because she was playing and she had a tuition right now, and she was having that intention to just call her. On the way, when she came running back home, she fell down and she got hurt. And if I were not, I did not, pay attention to it. What she would have felt is, nobody cared for, her, right? But even though she is just 7 years old, she felt really comfortable in explaining me what happened and how she got hurt. And then she also did not cry at the end because usually what happens when children get hurt, they start crying, they make a big, cry or whatever. So, but this time what happened because I asked her, and even though it was looking like a good, it was like looking the scratches were totally red, and then I felt like it was really hurtful to her. But still, the way I handled it really made her feel that okay, this is not so painful. I told her this is okay, and even my wife said, okay, this will get healed faster. Don't worry. And immediately she stopped worrying about it, and though it was hurting, she still was staying normal. So that way, I felt like okay, whatever happens, if someone is got hurt or someone is in pain, if we just talk the right words at the first and change their attention towards something else, they will not feel hurt anymore, and they can be healed quicker also. If someone is, we don't think about this is a physical hurt, if it's an emotional hurt, if you're speaking to that person in the right way, how it would make sense. Back to you, table topics master.
Yes, that was too good. And I really agreed with you when pain is nothing when you love and someone you loved or cared be in that situation, in the difficult situation, then the pain, the tensions, what nothing. And who's my next volunteer? Okay. So Toastmaster Mayuri, so for you, uh, most most people listening to reply, not to understand. Do you agree? Most people listens to reply, not to understand. Do you agree, Toastmaster Mayuri?
Thank you, Table Topics Master Pujit, for that question. I stand guilty of being party to exactly the same thing. Before I would even be able to understand the question, I would jump and respond. And I think for the larger part of my life, that is precisely what I was doing. Probably it came from the fact that I'm the youngest, the pampered one in my family. Right from my childhood, I was always given everything on a silver platter. I never really thought, I never really understood, I never really cared about the others. And I stand guilty, and I stand guilty as charged. Toastmasters changed a lot in my life, a lot. Because especially when I came into leadership, I realized you don't have to respond immediately. You have to understand. You have to not just hear, but you have to listen. Listen is being attentive. Hearing is because, well, there are things that fall upon your ears. And that means your brain first listens attentively, processes that information, tries to analyze it, and then you open your mouth and respond. So, a little while ago, when Lisa was mentioning about responding and not reacting, I think I changed a lot after I joined Toastmasters. So, to come back to your question, Toastmaster Pujit, yes, there are so many people who would just listen, not to respond, but to react because they just have this urge to share whatever they want to share. However, I think we learn with so many roles in a Toastmasters meeting, one of them being active listener or being an evaluator of a speech. We learn to listen. We learn to listen attentively. And then we give a feedback, which means our brain processes that much time. And then this becomes a part of our very life in other scenarios as well, outside Toastmasters as well. And that's what started happening with me as well, which means now with all my relationships, be it at family or friends or Toastmasters, I don't jump in immediately. I absorb, I analyze, I request for any information should I have more queries, and then finally I give my answer. And I think that has been the biggest learning that I have had. Leadership has had so many learnings, but the biggest learning for me has been this development inside of me. And I think to acknowledge it today it takes courage because I know I wasn't this person earlier. So thank you so much for being so supportive, and thank you for that question. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Yes, wow, what a wonderful you crafted this topic. And yes, I'm also agreeing with you. Most of the people react even before they understand what is the current situation. Because I know specifically a closer person to mine, whenever whether a situation or a topic happened, I was planning to explain her two things. But when did I started the thing first two lines, she jumps to direct to the conclusion and rapidly fire on me. That why did you do that? Why did it? She not wait for the why explanation, which she was directly jumped to the conclusion. But yes, who's my next volunteer?
Aniket, I will play the timer role. Okay.
Okay, yes, Aniket, for you, Toastmaster
Yeah.
Aniket, leadership is learned, not born. Do you agree? Leadership is learned, not born. Do you agree, Toastmaster Aniket?
Leadership is
Leadership is learned, not born. So that
okay.
means leadership is to be meant to be learned, not to be from the born.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that leadership skills are something which one can learn through a variety of experiences. For example, if someone gets some role
Sorry,
of
Aniket. There is a slight disturbance in your communication. Can you check your mic or speaker, whatever, is connected properly? Because seems to be like some disturbance.
okay, am I audible?
It's better, much better.
To yeah, leadership skills are basically uh,
Sorry, Mr. Ankit, but still there is some noise getting to interrupt. So you can say after me so that you can clarify. Okay, you can say that Sattvic Toastmasters are constantly conducting meetings on every Sunday. Say that so we can
Sattvic
confirm you.
Toastmasters. Sattvic Toastmasters are constantly conducting meetings every Sunday.
Yes, Toastmaster Ankit, you're perfect now. You can start.
Yeah. So, yeah. So basically, leadership skills are something which can be learned. Uh, uh, not exactly born, because when someone gets a leadership role or a management role, they learn through a variety of experiences. They gain it through, for example, they when someone starts by a small role, they learn to lead, and they learn new skills. And similarly, slowly they take up more larger roles. So also one learns to others' experiences by reading other experiences and trying to apply them. So yeah, that way one can learn leadership and go to.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Ankit, for your response. And now, who's gonna be my next volunteer? And I don't think much people left. So, Toastmaster Lisa,
That's fine. Thank you.
yes. Will you take the next topic?
Sure.
Okay. So, my topic to you is the biggest risk is not taking risk. Do you agree? The biggest risk is not taking the risk. Do you agree, Toastmaster Lisa?
So I took a big risk in coming back here tonight because I hadn't been here in a long time, and it would have been a bigger risk to not come than it was to come. So I came, and I'm happy that I did. I'm happy that you guys are all doing well, and that I got to see the installation, well, at least the election of the new leaders for this club. And as many of you know, I was really good friends with Raghu and was invited to one of the first meetings of Sattvic. So I've been following this club for some 3 years. It started that July, and I find that it's a risk to go out of my house sometimes. And lately I've been taking that risk as well. It's easier to hide behind a Zoom screen than it is to go in the public and see people that I haven't seen for a long time. But the response that I get from being here with this club that knows me and cares about me really helps to give me the confidence to go into the public and see people that I haven't seen in a long time. And the more I do it, the more I'm reminded how much I enjoy seeing people that I haven't seen, and especially the artists in our community, and that they remember me and they care about me, and that I'm welcome wherever I choose to go. So it's been hard, but I think that the risk of taking the risk outweighs the risk of staying home because I'm afraid of the risk. And it's really helping my peace of mind to be online with people that care about me and to be in public with people that care about me. And I encourage all of you to do the same. Take the risks that are a risk to take, because staying home and just not being active, or missing a meeting and then another meeting because you missed a meeting and then another meeting because you missed several meetings and you don't know if you even wanted to be there anymore, and you just get into your own head. Just turn the volume down, get rid of the monkey chatter, and go and live your best life. Thank you. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Lisa. And there is only one question left, and I think the one person left. So, Toastmaster Pravalika?
Yeah, yes. Yes, please.
Yes. My topic to you is your future is decide today's small choices. Do you agree? Your future is decided by today's small choices. Do you agree, Toastmaster Pravalika?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooji, for such a great question, I would say. So, I was the youngest daughter in my family, and every decision I want to take will come out of my elder sister, because I used to like, since childhood, the only thing I follow is my elder sister. So, based on my journey, until I joined Toastmasters, I would depend on her decisions. But once I joined Toastmasters, it's completely different, because the every step I took is upon my own decisions. And because the very small step I took when I joined Toastmasters is to join in XCOM as a sergeant at arms. Because even though I was interested to become the BPPR and I have the knowledge to do the post test, but I didn't take it because as a fresher in Toastmasters, I don't want to take the risk and to put the mark on the club itself. So I became sergeant at arms. That was the very small step I took, but later, with every experience and every lessons in my journey, it made me to be the president of Kaitos Masters. So I would say that, so to achieve great things, the one thing we must follow is to take the small steps that we might think those are not useful. Because every step we take and every decision will will draw the future of ours. and it will build ourselves to be more better. And I agree with the statement that every small step is the biggest stone for our great success. And or to you, Toastmaster.
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Pravalika, for your wonderful response. And with this, I conclude my table topic session for now. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day. And I request a 1 minute of time to prepare my speech. So then after, I will give you my speech for 5 to 7 minutes. So timer, after 1 minute, you can start the timing for 5 to 7 minutes. A prepared speech. So back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pujit, for that wonderful table topics round. So, Toastmaster Pujit, just want to clarify. So, you wanted to give a speech after this, or is it for
Yes, and now
Pravalika?
after 1 minute, I need to present my summary about that all the topics.
Got it. Okay, so you will be providing your summary, and after that, I will call Pravalika, right? That's the sequence.
Yes, yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you. So, in that 1 minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back to our theme and talk about a little more what we have on that, okay? Leadership styles. So, okay, we are at 8:30 now, so I'll take like 2 minutes from now to go ahead with my content, what I have here. All right. So let's look at what we have on leadership styles. So there are different styles, as I said. People, there are different leaders in our club as well, and we have seen different ways of leading the team. We have seen Toastmaster Shahid as a president, Ishita, and then Pratik, and then now Ami. So there are different types, of styles that we will be, seeing from time to time. So one thing is that, adaptive leadership styles, right? So what people do is generally when leaders can take up some roles, they try to adapt to that particular team or that particular environment. For example, if it's leadership in Toastmasters, then we know what to expect and what to do here, right? If it's leadership role that we are taking up in our organization as a profession, in a professional organization, then we know how to be there, right? So from places, it differs from place, from the team, from the different people that we have to handle. So the leadership styles are always adaptive. And coming to emotional intelligence, I think every leader should be emotionally intelligent to read the emotions of people whom we are trying to lead. That way it is going to help people to understand, help you to connect well with people, understand their emotions, and be lead by an example also. Authentically builds trust. So if you see, we cannot just create trust in just a day or two, right? Trust is it's built over time as we behave, as the way we behave, the way we handle people, the way we talk, everything is actually building trust in one way or the other, and how we empathetically we talk to people. So that is is a trait of a leader as well. And what is that? The last point, leading remote and hybrid teams. In today's world, I think even Toastmasters have gone hybrid, right? People are meeting online, some clubs are meeting offline, and there are people, coming from different backgrounds here. So we have to also understand how to interact in different modes of communication, whether you're online forum or whether in offline. So the gestures, the way that we handle people is completely different. So a leader has to be, aware of all these different styles. And also as his leader, I think he has to be adaptive, emotionally intelligent. He has to be authentic in building trust and also be able to remotely handle and remote teams as well as hybrid teams. So that is all the different traits a leader has. And then I also have something about what are the different types of leadership styles, right? The four leadership styles, which is actually the crux of today's theme, right? So we have, though I think, I'm going to take a minute more. and I'm giving you some more time, Pujit, for preparing your speech. I'm going to just talk a little bit about the different core leadership styles, and then I hand over the stage back to you. And the first of its kind is transformational leadership. What is transformational leadership? When I saw DTM Mayuri taking up today the VP Ed role, I told her that you are going to be a transformational leader. Why? Because when I was preparing this content, something actually struck my mind that okay, when Mayuri took up this role, takes up this VP Ed role, because she has played multiple roles as a district officer and different roles in Toastmaster, and her journey is really big than what I know. So that way, I feel like okay, this time we have a leader who is also a district officer earlier. So actually, it's going to be really transformational for the entire team here because we are going to learn from her. She's also a French tutor, right? So what happens in transformational leadership is transformational leaders inspire teams by articulating a clear vision and motivating a shared goal. The one thing that when you see DTM, I saw like when DTM Mayuri comes on stages, she's always clear in what she's talking, right? Her communication is very clear. She has a very, nice tone in which, she puts her views very clearly forward to us. So that is the first step, right, on a transformational leadership front. Encouraging innovation and growth. I think in the last meeting, I think DTM Mayuri was talking about one particular day, which is the 21st of June. I think it had like so many special, day. It was a Father's Day. It was also a summer solstice, and then she was mentioning a lot of new things about June 21st, and that was totally innovative, I felt. And you see here that, transformational leaders encourage innovation and they also thrive growth in a place where they can grow, right? And developing the mentoring talent. So transformational leaders always what they do is they try to always, encourage new talents, try to nurture the talent, mentor the talent. They don't, try to what to say. They always, try to be supportive, try to mentor people. They are not they are not behaving as leaders, but they will behave as mentors. They will always try to mentor people and they will always try to create new leaders from wherever they are and navigating change with confidence. I think this is very important because change is inevitable in our life. The only thing that will not change is change itself, right? In our life, it's constantly every single day you will see that, something or the other is changing, right? At home also, if you see, there is a different, every day we have to face a lot of challenge, lot of changes, in fact. One day what will happen, our maid will not come. So we have to do all our chores. And then one day the taste of the food will not be the same. So we have to adapt to that change. Or one day, we will not have the power electricity. Or one day the Wi-Fi will not work. Or one day even the taxi will not come. So we have to navigate the changes. Every single day we are all going through changes. And this is also one example of transformational leadership. They'll know how to navigate any change which it comes in there. Okay, and they do it with confidence also. So one example of this transformational leadership here we have is Elon Musk, the who is CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. Everyone knows him, right? How much of a great personality he is, and how he invented Tesla. And all of us love to have a Tesla for us. Why? Because of the way the Tesla was, created by Elon Musk. I think when I saw the car Tesla for the first time, I really felt like, wow, how beautiful of a masterpiece is this? Really, very stunning. And one thing I love about Elon Musk is very bold. His vision is really very bold and very big, and it always is not anything small. He always has a big vision, and people always love to see, something like a masterpiece, right? So when I compared a car like a Maruti with Tesla, then I always see that how big the different quality, the make of the car, like how even someone envisioned such a brand. So that is what a transformational leadership is. They redefine something which is already there, and they create a transformation out of it, right? So that's what I think the Tesla car has done today, and they inspire teams to achieve what seems impossible. I today, feel like uh, whatever is whatever I felt impossible earlier, today it is possible. That is because the transformation journey I have taken as a life coach in my life. So that way, transformational leader always, thinks about whatever is not possible. For them, they feel like it is possible. They never have something that is impossible. They always will go for it and then try to, achieve whatever people felt it is impossible. So that is, what is its style of a transformational leader. So I think with this, I will stop my content and let's go back to our Toastmaster Pujit to give his speech. So over to you, Toastmaster.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So, timer, please note down my speech timings are 5 to 7 minutes. You may start from now. Yes. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. And I'm Toastmaster Pujit from Kai Toastmasters. Today, I am going to deliver my level 2 project 2. So, we often think communication is about speaking, but its true power lies in listening. Listening is not just hearing words, it's about understanding emotions, intentions, and the meaning of others. So, as I read somewhere, there's a great philosopher said, we had 2 ears and one mouth. That means we need to listen twice as much we speak. So today I challenge myself as just not just to speak, but to listen confidently. Listen with the purpose and became this became to build the greatest confident ever. As a being, the table topic master and the active listener. Today, in this wonderful test of table topics, I personally witnessed each and every perspective of the leaders and each and every perspective of a different mindsets with the different challenges. And as that session started, the first topic was attended by Toastmaster Pratik. And his question was, the person who asked the question is smarter than the person asked answer that question. And when I asked this question to Toastmaster Pratik, I was wondered and how did he clear the challenge? But he didn't deny my question. He just crafted it nicely. By the way, he sharing his experiences that when he realized some of the incident with the interview of the Smiti and Aishwarya Rai, about the Aishwarya Rai, that she was in that interview she also didn't deny that question about disgracing the other people's growth, that she was truly took the leadership and told to them that she was shining on her own way and I was shining my own way. And Toshmaster Pratik proved that by saying that everyone has their own point of view, their own strength, their own ways to grow, and that depends upon time and depends upon how much we dedicated ourselves to that work. It may comes to bit late, but as much we are trying, it will definitely comes to us. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Pujit, for that inspiring us. And then, but that leads to my second topic was attempted by Toastmaster Vikram. And his question was, the greatest compliment you can give someone is all your full attention. And Toastmaster Vikram, I was personally truly connected to you. Because as I mentioned earlier, there was a person in my life always jumps to conclusion when I'm starting to say something. But that person always wishes me to stand by her, to listen everything to her. Because when we stand beside a love a person, a caring person, even if the pain wasn't do nothing to them, our caring and love will no override any of their pain, tensions, emotions. As long as we, as besides her, listening to her, comforting them, they were truly comfortable with us. And thank you, Toastmaster Vikram, for sharing your recent incident with your daughter and inspiring us and remembering us to what we need to do when someone is need our help or speaking to something about to us. We need to listen and we need to understand them. We need to comfort them. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Vikram, for that. And then leads to my another topic. Uh, l- Another topic was hmm, yes, the most people listen to reply, not to understand. And that was beautifully crafted by DTM Toastmaster Mayuri. She was crafted that she was a daughter in his family, that she once never tried to care about anyone. But later that she entered the Toastmaster, that he get to know the art of listening. Because when you listen, you can think, you can organize, then you can deliver. Yes, that was the main objective of the table topic session and the heart of our table topic master and the in Toastmasters. And Toastmaster Mayuri was definitely crafted that wonderfully with that question that mostly people were try to just reply, even though they need to understand that situation. That once she was lived like that, but Toastmasters changed her way of thinking. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Mayuri, for that. Then Toastmaster Aniket, that speak about the leadership was not born, it was learned. And I truly believe that leadership is one thing that you need to gain by every situation, by that time. And leadership is not about taking the decisions. In leadership, with the leadership, you need to start from the zero and to get into the one and get into the two. Because leadership is not about taking decisions. It's about understanding that your decisions carries weight, and the right decision at the right time will lead you to the right path. Then Toastmaster Lisa was truly crafted her speech, her table topic. The biggest risk is not taking the risk. Has she mentioned that her biggest risk to not get comfort herself and outside of the world uh, in his own house. But later she overcome that. She went to the outside of the world and to get the peace with the people she around. She found the peace that the people that they allowed, and she enjoyed that hanging around the people and then experiencing the new world. And then Toastmaster Pravalika was crafted her table topic that her way of thinking was changed when she entered into Toastmasters by taking the small steps, and that leads to her growth. Besides, depending upon her uh, older sister, she need to take the chances of herself. And that was my today's listening. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Well done, Toastmaster Pujit, for completing your active listening project. You very well summarized all the speeches, and I feel like your objective is really wonderful to summarize all the speeches. That way, you are also not only gaining the knowledge, now you're also improving your active listening skills. Now I think we are at 8:48, so it's time to start our evaluation for the table topics master. So let's call upon our table topics evaluator, who is Toastmaster Pravalika, to evaluate Toastmaster Pujit's speech just delivered. Toastmaster Pravalika, stage is yours.
So thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vikram. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters. Once again, I am Toastmaster Pravalika, the evaluator for Toastmaster Pujit, who is the table topics master. So, Toastmaster Pujit, you have done a great job, and I would like to evaluate your speech in our traditional way, which is the CRC commendations, recommendations, and conclusion. So, commendations are the parts where you have excelled at your speech and throughout the session, and recommendations are the parts where you need to improve from the next time, like by putting some more efforts. And in oral, the concise. Starting with the commendations, like the parts where I like the most. Even before the table topic session officially began, you captured everyone's attention by sharing your personal story of how you became the table topic master for today's meeting. It was engaging and the opening that immediately connected with the audience. I would appreciate. And you have emphasized the importance of both table topics and active listening, helping the audience understand the purpose behind your project. And your choice of questions was excellent because I have observed that while the speakers are delivering their answers, they truly connected to the questions and they have traveled their journey of their past and recollected their memories. And that is really great because some questions are truly amazing. And I really love that how you have picked the questions and it connected to the audience. Great capture. And throughout coming to your speech, you have connected and reflected on every speaker's response and connected many of their ideas with your personal experiences and clearly demonstrating that you have listened attentively. But there are some recommendations, not many, but few. One recommendation is your response of the timing of your responses. While concluding your speech effectively, like you have summarized everyone's thoughts, right? It would have been better, even more impactful, if you immediately speak after everyone completed their table topic. Like, I know you are going to give a speech, but once the table topic is done, if you could have picked one line or one takeaway that speaker delivered and encouraged it with more words, it would be more impactful. Like, uh, our speakers to Toastmaster Petik has shared about his experience about the reporter, right? And instead of you are saying I agree with you, but if you could have mentioned the one word, like he mentioned uh, presence of mind while speaking, like while answering. So if you could have chosen that one word as a response, it would be more better. Like once the topic is done, because many of us don't know that you are going to deliver a speech, right? So I recommend you from the next time, once the topic is done, please pick a one line or one takeaway that the speakers have mentioned. And one more recommendation is pay more attention to your vocabulary or the pronoun uses. Like I have heard many usages, like instead of her, you have used his, and instead of he, you have used she. So correcting these small details will make your delivery even more polished and more professional. So your speech is good, your choice of questions is amazing and truly connected to the audience. And with these recommendations of to respond immediately with connection to the speakers and to focusing on more vocabulary, it would be up to the mark. And this is my overall evaluation. Good luck, Toastmaster Pujit. And over to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Evaluator, Toastmaster Pravalika, for that encouraging evaluation that you have provided, Toastmaster Pujit. I totally agree with all the points that you mentioned. That one thing I really liked about this, immediately after commenting about the speech, one or two lines, immediately after the speaker is completed his speech. That shows that you are actively listening to him, right? So when a speaker, I have also felt it, whenever I have completed my table topics, if the Toastmaster table topics master says one line about it, I always feel that, oh my, someone has listened to my speech. I immediately get that gratification, right? Okay, someone has listened to my speech and that's why they are able to comment on it. So that's going to make the feel good factor, create a feel good factor for the speaker also. And that is also going to create a big impact if you can provide the right summary about every speech. That is really wonderful. And first of all, thank you so much, Toastmaster Pujit and Toastmaster Pravalika, for today's taking up this role as table topics master and table topics evaluator, because it truly, makes us feel that, we are completing a project. Even though we did not have a prepared speech, we still feel that, there is one speech given by Toastmaster Pujit and there is also an evaluation done by Toastmaster Pravalika. So we feel like complete, we did not miss anything today. That's what there's a feeling I get. And coming to our next person who will be called upon is our timer, because today we don't have a general evaluator. I will be playing that role of a general evaluator. So let me call Toastmaster Aniket to present the timer.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Among the table topic session, Toastmaster Pratik spoke for 2 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Vikram spoke for 2 minutes 30 seconds. Master Mayuri spoke for 2 minutes 20 seconds. I spoke for 1 minute 10 seconds. Toastmaster Lisa spoke for 2 minutes and Toastmaster Pravalika spoke for 2 minutes 10 seconds. And among the speeches, Pujit spoke for 7 minutes 30 seconds. Yeah.
Very good. So all of us are qualified. That's what I hear from Toastmaster Aniket. So coming to our word of the day and idiom of the day, I think I did not find much usages of the word of the day and idiom of the day. Of course, there are high possibilities that you can go ahead and use the word of the day and the idiom of the day in your conversations with in the rest of the day or in the rest of the sessions that you're going to attend. So once again, let me say the importance of the word of the day and the idiom of the day. The more we use the word of the day and the idiom of the day, whatever we are presenting here, your vocabulary is going to get expanded, right? The more your vocabulary is, you will not search for words. You will not use filler words. You will make the right impact at the right time. The moment your vocabulary is improved. So that's the whole idea of providing word of the day and idiom of the day. And for you to become a versatile speaker, you have to call the shots and make use of all this word of the day and the idiom of the day which we are presenting in our meetings, so that you become a profound speaker, an impactful speaker, or a motivational speaker, whomever you want to become, right? So please start practicing these word of the days whenever you are coming on screen. So with that, I think we have completed the different roles. I think we only had timer and grammarian role for today. Coming to the overall meeting, I think we had an installation ceremony. So I think we had a good amount of time spent over there. And then we also had some speeches given by the different VC members today. So that was also great. And then we had a great table topics round followed by table topics, master giving his speech and then evaluation given by Toastmaster program. I feel like today is complete. So we had an installation. We also had a good time learning from each other, learning each other's perspectives, and we had Toastmaster Lisa, who had provided her guidance and her thoughts. I think whenever we have been talking about leadership, and I feel it's a great meeting. But let me hear from someone here to comment on like how the meeting went. So, anybody want to add before I hand over to Toastmaster Pratik? Okay. So let me conclude my topic about the leadership styles before I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Pratik. I think I had other leadership styles also, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to talk about all the styles. But one thing is important, that all of us have a leadership style, and it's important to understand what is the style a person is having, right? Sometimes this styles, if you don't understand the style, then what will happen is you will not feel aligned with that person, or you will not be able to feel that person's impact, right? So there are other styles like servant leadership is one style, which our freedom, our father of the nation, who is Mahatma Ji, he was a servant leader. What he used to do, he always used to put people first, right? He is a people centric person. He always felt what is good for others than thinking about what is good for him. So that is called servant leadership, right? It prioritizes people's needs and empowers people to perform their best. So that is servant leadership. And next is democratic leadership. What is democratic leadership? It is like all about making people take their own decisions and use actively seek input from different viewpoints. So that is called democratic leadership. An example for that is Satya Nadella, right? Satya Nadella of Microsoft, what he does, he always, looks for people to, he always wants to understand the viewpoints of different people in his organization, and then he takes a decision out of it. He does not go and say, this is the final decision. That is not how he operates. So that is an example of a democratic leadership. So I can just share my screen. I think it will be even more faster. So then reading it out from here. Let me share the slide. Okay. We are here at democratic leadership. That is what is Satya Nadella is meant for, right? He encourages collaboration and open communication, and he transformed the company culture by listening to including teams. He's always an inclusive person who includes everybody in his decisions. He always looks at different perspectives and he makes decisions. So that is about the democratic leadership style. And the second thing, and the next thing is autocratic leadership style. What's an autocratic leadership style? It is like self-centric. So you make a decision and then you want everyone to follow. It's not like like you are you don't respect others, but this is a very important style as well, where they have a centralized decision making power. They make only few people responsible for making decisions, and they try to get high control out of it. They also have a clear direction. Why we need this kind of style? When we are in crisis, for example, now we are all facing the pandemic, right? At that time, we cannot go and ask opinion to everyone what is good, and then take their viewpoints, and then go and implement something. At that time, what is needed? Autocratic leadership. You have to make very correct leadership decision with only closed team, and then make sure that everyone is safe and they are well protected. So at the time of crisis, I think what we need is this kind of leadership style, which is an autocratic leadership style. And then next we have example of autocratic leadership is Steve Jobs, right? So some of these traits that the Steve Jobs has is also makes us feel that he is an autocratic leader. The reason is the way he invented Apple itself, right? No one thought about it before. He was very centric about quality that he wanted to deliver, right? Even today, many of us love to have Apple phones and MacBooks and Mac iMacs and all that. Why? Because of the quality, right? We always can rely on the product. So that's what is autocratic leadership is about. They are very detail oriented and highly decisive. They make very clear decisions and they are not going to fail at all at any. And they took control how to drive product excellence and deliver results under strong direction. So always in autocratic leadership is, though it is very centric, it will always be very detail oriented, and it also has a clear direction on where you're. And then there are some more styles as well. Let me quickly go through it. And then we have coaching leadership. What is the style? Coaching leadership. I think we have many coaches today, right? What do they leaders of this type of style do? They try to coach people. They don't try to make decisions for them. What they do is they continuously guide people and help them to make decisions rather than they make decisions for others. As coaches, what they always do, coaches will don't give the solution right away. They help you to find your own solution. So that is the coaching leadership. And an example for this coaching leadership is Bill Campbell. And he's a coach for Steve Jobs himself, right? So if you imagine how Steve Jobs operates today, right? He has actually got the inspiration from Bill Campbell and then Eric Schmidt. Even these two people are great leaders, but they are mentored by Bill Campbell. Bill Campbell, if you see these two people, Steve Jobs and Eric Schmidt, they are very different. They have their own styles. But this person, Bill Campbell, did not enforce his style on them. Because when you imagine, when you can see, if someone mentors you, right, you will also become like a your mentor. Rather, what happens? They are not. We are not calling them as coaching leaders. We are calling them as autocratic leaders. Steve Jobs just now we saw is an autocratic leader. That's because this person who has coached him is not actually trying to enforce his all his thoughts on Steve Jobs. Rather, he has only coached him, had become made him to become better version of himself. That's why Steve Jobs was able to grow in his own. And this is one very uh, different, type of leadership style, which is laissez-faire leadership style. In this, what happens is, this is also one typical example of a leadership style where, in your organization, let's say I have a company of my own, and all my employees are very much knowledgeable. They are already knowing what to do, and they are technically very sound. At that point, as a leader, what I have to do is I don't have to tell them anything. I just have to let them make their own decisions and let them do what they want to do. It's not like what they want to do, what is right for them. So in this kind of leadership style, what happens, they help the team to gain autonomy. So you can be independent. I'll go and tell my team, you make your own decisions. Do what is best for the company. And I won't involve much on that. What I will do is I will simply help them unblock. If they are basically blockers, I will go and unblock them and give them the freedom that they want to take the company forward, right? Or take the team forward. So that is this kind of laissez-faire leadership. An example for this is Warren Buffett, right? All of us know this person called Warren Buffett, who's the richest man on the planet today, and he always gives autonomy to his business leaders. He does not go and say, "You do this, you do that," because all his team members are already the leader. They are already, having all the knowledge they want to make decisions. They are experts, so they will trust. He always trusts them to make their own decisions. And we also have some modern leadership style, which is nothing but situational leadership, right? What is situational leadership? I think you already have this knowledge about situational leadership. Situational leadership is all about adapting the leadership style according to the situation. You might be of any type of leadership. You might be coming from a different leadership background, but what you will do is at the time, according to the situation, you will adopt the style which is needed according to the team, according to the organization, according to the current culture, or whatever it is. That is called situational leadership. In modern leadership style, this is a modern leadership trait. In today's world, right, you cannot say that I am an autocratic leader. I am, whatever autocratic leader, and then we saw laissez-faire, fragile kind of leadership, or if you want to become a servant leadership. In modern world, actually, we have to evolve. We have to understand according to our team, according to where we are. We have to adopt the leadership style that we have. And one thing which is important is emotional intelligence for a leader, so that you understand people emotionally and then try to lead them, and psychological safety and transparency. So whenever we are communicating as a leader, we also have to see whether how people are feeling emotionally and psychologically. They should not feel afraid, or they should not feel left out, right? So you have to always make sure that psychological safety and transparency is there in every communication that. As I said earlier, in modern leaders, digital competence is very important. if I don't know how to use Zoom, if I don't know how to operate the different platforms which is available today, then I cannot, say myself as a leader, right? Because that is how the teams are operating. All right. So I think that's all I had. I don't want to take much time on this yet. But to conclude, I think leadership is an art, right? The person does not become as a table topic master gave a topic. Their leaders are not God. This actually is a learned skill. So whenever you want to become a leader, what you have to do, you have to learn, right? Without learning, you cannot say that okay, I'm a leader by birth. All of us have leadership qualities in us, but unless you go and experience that in a particular role or in a particular organization, then we cannot even identify what is our style and what suits us and what we can do for the people who we want to lead. So with that, let me hand over the stage back to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Pratik, to take this meeting forward.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vikram, for enlightening us with the different types of leadership styles. A big round of applause for his role and steering the meeting like anything. I will just say the final words. Recently, I have seen a movie called Titan, the story of Titan, the watch we wear in our wrist. Okay. It's a wonderful story. And in that, the leader says, his name was Z in that, and Xerxes Desai. His name was Xerxes Desai. You should see that movie. And what he says, he's a type of leader like autocratic type. I can say that while I heard from Toastmaster Vikram. He says that no talking, demonstration. No talking, demonstration. And he used to call the shots. He used to take such decisions which was not acceptable for anybody else. But I can say I learned a new word or new idiom of the day. He used to call the shots. It's a wonderful, powerful idiom. I am telling you, my dear friends, which you can use and make a difference. So thank you very much, each and every one of you, for joining this meeting. It was a wonderful meeting, and I would like to take the opinion of Toastmaster Lisa to conclude on this meeting. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Pratik. Um, yeah, so when I found it really interesting when they were having the elections in District 46 that for every person that was running, they asked them about their leadership style. That was one of those 6-minute questions. And every person in turn said that that their style was collaborative. And I was determined that mine was not just collaborative. So I looked up the traits that make me a leader, the team building that I do, and the way that I surround myself with experts that I can trust to do the job that they are entrusted with. And what I found out is that I'm not a collaborative leader, I am an intentional leader. Because an intentional leader has a plan and intentionally chooses people that have the competence and the skills to do the job that they need to do. So, for example, my MailChimp person, as I was PRM, the public relations manager, he knew MailChimp. And he knew that we were spamming the district. And not just were we spamming the district with constant emails, but that there was a better way. So he innovatively decided that the better way was to send out a weekly digest that was a composite of all of the emails that the trio wanted to send for that week. And anyone else that wanted to send an email from area directors and division directors and different people that were looking for someone to help them with something, and he would have them get those emails to him. And in doing that, I developed this new style that apparently is called intentional leadership. So when you're looking at leadership styles, please remember me. And I loved your overview, so thank you so much for teaching us. What a great meeting. Thank you.
Okay, so This is the end of the meeting. I request Toastmaster Aniket to close the meeting.
Yeah, I thank everyone for attending the meeting, and I hope everyone found the meeting as enjoyable. With this, I conclude the meeting.
Thank you.
Good seeing everyone. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lisa. Have a good night.
It's
See
going to
you.
be a great year, Vikram. I'm so happy that you're president again. So I'm
Thank you,
looking
Lisa.
forward to Pratik passing the baton to you and having and seeing what you can do as the current leader. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Kopi.